Airbender TV series. It's one of the best North American animated TV shows in recent memory, and quite honestly, it has some of the best character development that I have seen in any medium. So, since Avatar: The Last Airbender was incredible and is, of course, on my favorites list, it should come as no surprise that I have been following the sequel series, Legend of Korra. Korra has just finished off its first season, and I'm making a video on it now because the ending was rounded off and complete enough that it is in and of itself its own story. Now be warned, I will be discussing the ending and some key plot points here, so this is your official spoiler warning. Korra is the next Avatar, and although she has all but mastered the elements of water, fire, and earth, she has to learn airbending from the only airbenders around, Aang's son and his family. But once in Republic City, she is quickly drawn into the political upheaval festering there. A group of non-benders who are upset by the perceived inequality led by the mysterious masked man Aman are trying to do away with bending, and Korra has to navigate the political arenas of the city as she tries to investigate the crisis, all the while still trying to learn airbending and generally how to grow up and deal with personal and romantic issues. Korra is a very different kind of character than Aang. She is brash and impulsive, impatient, and a little bit on the whiny, nobody understands me teenagey side. To be honest, she did sort of annoy me at first, but she does grow and mature over the course of the story. I would, of course, expect nothing less from the same people that brought us the dramatic characterization of Zuko. In the area of memorable and lovable characters, this series did not disappoint, giving us an entire cast of characters who were just as much a pleasure to get to know as the prior show. Asami, for instance, I did not trust at first, but she managed to become one of my favorite characters. Visually, what's to say? It looks fantastic. Motions are smooth, the art style is excellent, and all in all, it's a very smart looking show. If you enjoyed the visual feel of the first one, this is pretty much more of the same. One thing that has changed is the introduction of technology. I wasn't sure how I felt about it going in, but I love it. It's a very steampunk kind of feel, and it's awesome. I am a big steampunk fan, but who isn't really? And this is so flippin' cool, OMG. I also really love the political aspects of this series. The intrigue of a secret rebel society is a very different arena than the stop the evil army's global invasion kind of show that the first one presented us with. It made for a very different pace and atmosphere, less frantic and more mysterious. I quite enjoyed that aspect and thought that they handled it very well. The only part of this series that was less than amazing was the ending. I felt that the ending was a bit anticlimactic for a number of reasons. First of all, that end fight sequence was it? I mean, yeah, she unlocks her airbending at the very end of it, and manages to get into Avatar state later during what is essentially the epilogue? Don't you think that unlocking the Avatar state during that last battle after her bending had already been taken away would have been a little bit more impressive? And on the subject of her bending being taken away, the moment that that happens is a very impressively dramatic moment. But you kind of just negated that entirely by having her get it back at the end. We know that this is the ending of just the first season. Don't you think it would have been a lot more gripping to leave us wondering about how she was going to get it back in the second season? It was a little bit Deus Ex Machina to have her past life suddenly just pop up and fix her. And why the sudden spiritual revelation anyway? We have seen her actually meditate exactly once during this entire series, and we are expected to believe that the spiritual side of her studies finally just clicked? Not during the big dramatic climax of the movie, but afterwards while she was angsting? Honestly, I really was not expecting the rounded off, closed ending, even getting rid of the villain entirely. As much as cliffhanger season endings might be a bit frustrating from a viewer's perspective, they actually make things a lot more engaging and dramatic. I feel like the ending is a weak spot in an otherwise great piece of work. I do look forward to what they're going to do in the second season, as there are definitely some things that I am really hoping to be included. Like, what happened to Zuko's mother? I'm gonna be really upset if they do not include that story in the second season. Video on the first season of The Legend of Korra. Really enjoyable altogether. The entire Avatar franchise is highly recommended. I mean, apart from that awful Last Airbender film, of course. If you enjoyed, please do like, comment, and subscribe.